There are two types of blogs that can reuse existing material your church is already creating. I like to call this the reduce, reuse, recycle approach. I call it this because you're reusing the raw material you've already built and simply reformatting it. In this case, sermons are one of the main ones. You can easily convert sermons, especially if you have a script or if you've already uploaded these onto YouTube. All you have to do is grab the script that YouTube automatically generates. You don't have to worry about formatting it or anything. And then you can paste it through a series of prompts and easily create a sermon blog. And we'll detail how to do that in just a moment here. But I also want to discuss church newsletters. Church newsletter content is something many churches are already creating. They do this to inform members about what recently happened in the church and what's coming up. Most times we see churches doing monthly newsletters. For churches that are maybe a bit larger with a lot of events, the increments may be increased to bi-weekly to even weekly. Whatever the case, repurposing this content as blog content is really easy to do, especially with AI. It only takes a few minutes, and you've already done most of the work by setting up the initial newsletter anyways. For churches that set these up for all their sermons and church newsletters, you have 65 high-quality blog posts each year, and that's plenty of content for a church looking to grow their online presence. To get started creating this content, all you have to do is navigate to the link within our study guide, and you'll see it right here. We anchored the table of contents to go to the specific portions of the articles with the relevant prompts. And we have prompts for pretty much every occasion here, so it's not just blog articles if you're interested in it, as email newsletters, prompt enhancers, fundraising materials, social posts. Basically, all the advanced prompts you would need to create the most common types of content your church might be creating. So to get started with the blog articles, simply click blog articles. And we have a bunch of prompts here that all could be useful depending on whatever situation you're looking to blog about. But the most valuable one will be this sermon transcript. Simply click on that. And we do have a video guide if you just need a refresher on it. What you're going to need to do first is get a transcript of your sermon. This is pretty easy to do if you're already uploading your sermon onto YouTube. YouTube will automatically create a transcript for you as soon as you upload it. If you don't want to put it on YouTube or haven't put your past ones on YouTube, you can get them just by using this tool right here. It's called CapCut. You have to download it. It is free, but you need to have the actual video file. My favorite method is the YouTube method simply because it is very simple. Just to show you how easy it is, we'll go to one of our videos and grab the transcript. I'll just pick this one. And this is just a video summary of one of our detailed guides that we created. I'm going to select more, then scroll all the way down to show transcript. From there, you will have the full transcript and you would just copy this whole thing. Never mind the timestamps. It doesn't really matter anymore. The AI is able to work around that. So you can just copy the whole thing, then use that and paste it into the prompt, which we're going to grab right here. And you're going to need the whole prompt. So just copy everything from the top down to the bottom set of asterisks. And it's very detailed, but you don't actually have to read the whole thing. It's the AI's job to do that. I'm just going to go into ChatGPT because it's the most ubiquitous one and it's free. I always tell it to act as a bot with the following parameters. You don't always have to put that in, but it tends to work better when you do. I tend to have less glitches and things of that sort, so I just always put it in there. However, it will likely work fine even if you don't. Then hit enter. And then it's going to respond as the bot. It's going to ask for a few key details. Particularly, it's going to want the sermon transcript, but you can also indicate what the preacher's name is and the date of the sermon. Those two could be very helpful for anybody reading it, knowing who gave the sermon and when it was given. You don't need to put in the sermon title. I often just ask for it to create a compelling one. But if you do have a sermon title that you like, I would just put that in. And you can also put in the main topic or theme. You don't really need to if you have the whole transcript. You can work with it. So I created a sermon on letting go and letting God, and I'm just going to enter this whole thing into the chat right here. I'm just going to hit enter. You ideally would want to say what the pastor's name is and when the sermon was given, but I'm just going to hit enter and have it created. And now it's going to give me the complete blog of formatted content. It gave me a title. It made up the pastor name right here, in this case, John Doe. I would just have to replace it with my true pastor name. It indicates key scriptures and the date it was given. What I like about the blog is that it not only summarizes it, but it also gives action steps for the reader, how they can apply it into their life. Aside from that, it also gives a final reflection and a way to join the conversation and get engaged with the church. Ideally, you would want to embed your sermon. I would probably just embed it right at the top, probably right here. It'll allow people to play it once they read the sermon summary. Also, if you want to create newsletter content, we do have an email newsletter advanced prompt. You could simply use that prompt that we give you here, create the content, and then once you have the content for the email newsletter, you can ask it to convert it to a blog update format. With very little effort, it should be able to turn that around for you pretty quickly. Ideally, you'll still want to read through them, just make sure it didn't take any liberties that you don't want it taking. In general, it's usually minor things, if anything at all. So it is a very useful tool. It does tend to get it right the first time around or close to right the first time around. If it does get it wrong, you can ask it to rewrite it and then just simply go to the chat, tell it what you didn't like about it, and ask it to rewrite it in a different way. In the next video, we'll show you how to do professional keyword research without SEO expertise using free tools and easy to replicate techniques. So stick with us to get this game-changing process. And don't forget to grab your free SEO for Churches study guide linked below. It has all the free tools and resources you'll need to master SEO quickly and effectively. For a full SEO course designed specifically for churches, check out the complete playlist in the description. It covers everything you need to turn your website into a growth engine. If you found this helpful, please subscribe and ask any questions you have in the comments. Remember, we're always here to help your church grow. See you next time.